I'm gonna stay on a little time. Won't be very long. Just want to share some things with you guys. Want to share some things with you. I want to do live between say 7 in the evening and 8 o'clock because some persons are caught up doing other things. So I'm trying to find a convenient time where I would not be just me and maybe not much persons on the live. But at the end of the day, I see it. Quite a few persons do come in, but I want more participation. So that is why I said, let me try the live at different times. I know from this time, some person may be at work or at school. Because of the shift that people do, I don't want to preempt too much. I like for persons to, to make their choice. However, I want to share some pointers with you today. I've read where I read for you because you guys might not have the time, where there was a fiery, people were angry, they were upset. They had a roadblock in Mountain View, that's in Jamaica, and persons were upset of a resident that was made unalive through some action between that person and the police, and they were not satisfied that justice was done in the way they think it should have been handled, and that they think it could have been better without someone being made unalive. So a person has gone out, and the Indicom now, which is a body that investigates police shootings, the Indicom is now probing the case to find out or to bring to charge the police that is involved in that shooting. So that is yet to be finalized. But the people were so angry and they were so upset that they decided to do some blocking roadways and all of that. So apparently, schools were affected. Schools had to be dismissed early in order for children not to be caught up. Because children like the little festivity and the fun fear and everything. And because sometimes they don't know the dangers that may hang around them. So they dismiss school a little earlier for those children. So they're able now to get home in time off the road so that whatever could have happened later would not really affect them. So that was good, I think. And those children sometimes you have special classes in the evenings, but they had to forego and try to get purse. And as a matter of fact, it was seen too that parents came in to pick up their children. Because they know the situation what can result, cross-firing and all of that. So for everybody's safety, they pick up their children at school and take them home where it would have been a little safer. So hopefully before the end of the week, today is Tuesday, things will be a little more calmer and regular hours of school and businesses can be done, right? So I'm hoping that it won't take too long to not be dragged out and the people can feel satisfied that someone has been listening to them. Understand? All right. So the police is there. They are there to serve and to protect, right? But sometimes some people may push them over the limit, as whatever the case may have been, that had caused that person to be made unalive. So until the Indicom have done their investigation, it would not be fair for us who were not present, to speak what we can share, so others can be made aware. And persons who are there, they will come forward and give and say the truth of what they know, right? Because sometimes people are there, and when the situation and the time comes for them to speak up, they become quiet. You cannot sit behind them, and they become afraid. So they will just speak up now and allow all the investigation to be completed, so that nobody will be left out. Okay. All right. I see quite a few persons on. Hi guys, how are you doing? Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Hope you're having a good day. And that you're having nice weather where you are. You're not having too much rain. Or you're not too cold. Hope everything is going well in your favor. All right. So, that was what that caused um, Indicum to be there now because of the roadblocks that was going on. Another point I want to share too is there was a mishap that could have happened and become more serious, where Caribbean Airlines, that is in Port of Spain, Trinidad, they encountered some problem, and it was good that they recognized it early and could have remedied the situation so nothing had happened or could have happened if they had not attended to it early enough. No, they had to alert the passengers on the flight that they were going to do a crash type of landing. So they have to prepare. But luckily, God was there. Good evening, my friend Ray Gibson. Good evening, Ray. Right? No, it was good that they were there. They were able to administer and inform, and it's not like it had taken them unawares. So they were able to land safely. The plane was coming from Tobago. So nothing happened, but they want to let the people know that it could have been more serious. They developed engine. When I'm in a plane, I always say, Lord, we are up here in the sky. There's no road for us to pull over. We are just there. And if engine fail or anything happens like that, you know what's going to happen. And they had an engine failure. So they had to do a quick landing. Glad that it wasn't over a certain height. They were coming from another nearby country. Right? So that was what they had to declare. The pilot had to declare emergency landing. He had to. Because maybe if he didn't, can you imagine the plane would have capsized? And then that would be it. Right? That would be it. Sad. So it's good that the pilot was paying attention and realized that lives can be lost, as simple as it was, and that things turned out well. Right? So that is why I say when we are doing anything, we have to focus, concentrate, because when we are caught up in doing too many things, one always gets missed out. All right? All right. And I'm moving on because I have a few guys who missed the live. You can go back and watch it. I normally sometimes go back and watch my dead live and see the comments that people put, because not everybody will be able to come on the live. Anyway, now I've seen where many persons from different countries in the Caribbean, including Jamaica, they are grappling with some food insecurity, right? And that was during the period of 2021 to 2023. So I would think from last year to now, things would have been a little better. So what I think, to grapple food insecurity, one has to pay attention to farming or agriculture. Let me say agriculture, because agriculture is a wider scope and it takes in much more than you could even imagine. But at the same time, you're not taking what you cannot manage, right? You may try to produce to feed your family, but that would not be enough to benefit a country. So the country has to go and find markets for produce. And produce can be in many forms. Find a market from where you're going to would want to export the things to, and then you would now develop and have more persons producing more of those things. Because just going to the local market, just to sell the local people, would not be enough to generate foreign exchange, because countries need foreign exchange. They need to buy from other countries. So they have to have that system. They have to have that system going on, where, because no country is an island to itself. No country can produce everything that it needs. It will have to get some things from other countries as well, whether it be medicine, technology, or even services. Some countries may produce goods while some produce services. Some produce both, but you still have to what? It interdepend. You have to interrelate with other countries, right? So the findings were done by the Regional Overview of Food Security and Nutrition released by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. So that group of people with some other organizations, they were the ones who developed the report, because they would have done surveys And they realize now that this has been a situation during that time. So I'm only hoping that during that time, 2023, when that food insecurity was recognized, I would have hoped that during 2023 to 2024, it would have been improved, right? So it would have been better. It will not be the same. If it's going to be the same and no growth, the country won't be able to survive, right? Ray Gibson. No, I'm not in Jamaica, but I follow the news that I think people will be interested in. That's why I touch a little of Tobago, that's Trinidad and Tobago. I will touch a little of UK. I touch United States, to Jamaica, other Caribbean islands. I try to broaden, you know. All right. And the next thing that I want to touch, lastly, I won't be too long because I realize persons maybe they have other things to move on. But I said I wouldn't want to share this with you. The there's a group that I've seen, I've read about. It's published. It is named Immigrant Advocacy Group, and they launched a project to protect Caribbean immigrants. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but they have launched it. So if it's not going to work, they will see down the road if it makes sense, right? They want to have a group that can advocate for immigrants from the Caribbean countries, which is good. But if it is formed, it is formed, and they are thinking about education, healthcare, and all of those things, because maybe further into New York City there are some things that are lacking. I don't know. I've never toured New York City, honestly. I passed through, but I've never stopped. So this group now is trying to make a combat with the governor, right? The governor Kathy Hochul, so that they want to make a presentation, so so that they will see that there's a group or a body of people out here that needs to someone to hear their voice, right? So they, instead of going on an individual, they have decided to do it as a group. So the group will go get information and have meetings and see how things can work, if it can work, if it's going to be relevant in the eyes of the authorities. So they are there, they are in the process. They have launched it. So let us see if it's going to be effective, because they're looking also, it could be effective. They're also looking at critical investments that could be of benefit to New York, and not just to New York, but to New Yorkers, right? So they have not stated what they plan to do, but they are looking mainly at protecting the immigrants that are mainly from the Caribbean immigrants. So you see, somebody needs somebody to speak out for them, because everybody cannot form a crowd to go to meet to speak the same thing. So maybe it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. And it may be worth it. Somebody will be there probably to listen. So instead of being around, not having anyone, you understand me? Just moving around like in thin here, because as we all know, deportation is the name of the day. That's what is being talked about now. So some persons who are to be deported, they would have known certain situations that they're in. Maybe they don't know how or where or when or what to move to gravitate towards their learning of achieving. Achieving. So they are now with the group. They are now trying to form. Okay, trying to form. Okay, Ray Gibson. Yeah, that's how it goes. And for food security, we can only be secure if we produce. We have to produce. We have to produce. We have to export more than we import, because you have to create a balance. If you have more goods and services being imported and too few goods and services being exported, then the economy is not going to grow. It's going to be negative. We have a negative growth. So to have a positive growth, you have to have meet it halfway. Maybe you may be able to produce products for export, goods. You may not have much of services because in most cases we have to import services from larger or bigger or more developed countries, right? The lesser developed countries like those in the Caribbean and other third world countries, they would not have the necessary, let me say all the necessary services to facilitate full operations in their countries. But you know, look at a larger country like America, United States, England, Canada, they still do import services because there are times when they have the business people are there, they have their farms. Even in the United States now, the farmers are crying out that the immigrants are gone and they have no one to do the work. So they're going to lose their crops and things are going to waste, you know. So immigrants are out and the people now who have taken loans to expand their business, they are now suffering because they are not going to be able to meet their quota to who they are supposed to sell their products to. So the things are going to stay there and spoil. Therefore, they're going to lose the market. Those people who would buy the things from them are going to look elsewhere. So they will lose the markets, their business go under, and that's it. So one has to think carefully when they are making decisions that if you don't have constant employment to work alongside the business that you're doing, it's gonna lead to a failure. And it is sad because you're not by it on yourself, it just happened. Right? It happened. It's really sad. And many countries import workers, pick apples, do work on the farms, different things. You know, even to teach in schools because they may not have enough of those teachers in universities, colleges. People move around to different countries by sharing their knowledge, right? So, guys, I'm just popping and I'm seeing to trying to say how much I have to run off now to get myself off to work. But I say, you know, I saw something of interest and I need to come in and share with my viewers and let them see that I have not abandoned them. So I'm hoping to be on at 7 tonight to spend some time where I can share other information. Or maybe you'd want to share and ask me something. So remember that you spread the word about the channel so the channel can grow. You tell your friends about it. You subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You those viewers that we have who are coming back, we thank you to Auntie D TV. Is so happy. You see me bubbling? I'm so happy that my viewers are returning. We have a lot of things to do, a lot of things to share. But I just want to keep the ball rolling. We have to meet the 1,000 subscribers that is set up by YouTube. That's YouTube policy. And also want to meet the 4,000 watch hours. So YouTube has a policy that we have to work towards. And the algorithm has to work in your favor so that things can be achieved. So I'm not going to sit down and say, oh, I'm going to encourage you guys so we can move up. So Auntie D TV climbing the ladder, going up. And she's not going alone. You are going with her together, right? Because we are one. We are one. Unity. One, we say. One. Okay? So I'm going to run out and leave you until later. I'm coming on at 7 tonight. All right, bye-bye.